If you're going on a cruise, you might be excited about some of the cruise ship food and dining. But what might surprise you is that there are actually some etiquette, rules, and tips you'll want to know. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, while cruise ship dining has really relaxed over the years, and I don't want you to stress, there are actually a few things that you'll probably want to know. By knowing these things about cruise ship etiquette, it'll actually make your dining experience better. Now, some of these things are going to sound like common sense. However, there are other things that maybe you just didn't know. And I can tell you, even though I'm a little bit embarrassed to say so, there are a few things that I actually Googled on a recent cruise. Now, because I don't want only my opinions, I did ask in the Lifewell Cruise Facebook community, what are some cruise ship dining etiquette and rules that cruisers need to know? I got some amazing responses that I am going to share with you, along with some important dining etiquette that we never really talk about. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Number one, be on time. Now, this applies specifically to the main dining room or even any specialty restaurants if you have made reservations. So if you have open dining or flexible dining, this is not something that you need to be concerned about. But even if you have a specialty dining, make sure that you're on time. If you are more than 15 minutes late, your reservation can be canceled, and in some cases, you will be charged. Now, if you have traditional dining, in particular, if you have a shared table, also you'll want to make sure that you're on time, just because it is good manners and you don't want to make other people wait. Number two, bringing wine rules. Now, if you are bringing a bottle of wine to the main dining room or to one of the restaurants, something that you should know is you usually will have a corkage fee of about $15 to $20 depending on the cruise line. Now, you can bring your entire bottle of wine if you want, but what you can do as well is you can just fill up a glass and then bring that to the main dining room. Now, what you can also do, if you drink part of the bottle but you still have some wine left, you can actually leave your bottle there and your bottle of wine will be stored for you until you're there next. Number three, cruise line dress codes. Now, cruise line dress codes have really relaxed over the years, but it is part of cruise ship dining etiquette to follow the dress codes. Now, they're mostly casual or resort casual, and there are going to be some formal or some dress-up nights on some cruises. But this is more of a suggestion than an actual rule that is going to be enforced, at least on most cruise lines. Now, something that will surprise a lot of people is that even on some cruise lines that are more casual, including Norwegian Cruise Line, there are, dress codes or things that you're not allowed to wear in certain venues. So as an example, in the specialty restaurant Le Bistro, which is a very good restaurant, by the way, you're not allowed to wear shorts and t-shirts. So men should make sure that they have a polo style shirt or a collared shirt and a pair of nice jeans. Now, there are some other things mentioned when it comes to the casual restaurants or even the included main dining rooms. If you'd like to see an updated what not to wear on a cruise video, please let me know down in the comments below. Now, when it comes to actually eating in the dining room, I have a few things to go over, including the crew actually ordering, and there are some tips here, and as well the actual dining etiquette at the table. And if you've ever been confused about some of that, you are not alone. Number four, treat the crew with kindness and respect. Now, I do think that this is a given, but we've all seen cruise passengers or just people behave really badly when it comes to wait staff at a restaurant, and there's no reason for that. So please, thank you. That is not something that is hard to do, but as well, you'll want to be reciprocal if you can. So for instance, if the crew member asks you how your day was, reciprocate and ask them how their day was. If they ask you where you're from, ask them where they're from. It is really nice to have a little bit of a relationship with your waiter, and after all, they are a human being. They're working very long hours, and it's nice for them to have a chance to talk about their family or their home or their life on the cruise ship as well. Now, when it comes to the food, ask the waiter for their recommendations. And this is really a practical tip because after all, they know how much of a certain item is ordered. They know the guest feedback. They know if people are really eating that or if it's even being returned to the kitchen. So they are a really good resource in terms of recommendations. Show your appreciation. Now, beyond saying thank you, it's a good idea to let the waiter know that you appreciated their recommendation. And even better, let the maitre d' know that the waiter did a great job. And something you can do as well is note the name of the waitstaff to mention them in the post-cruise survey. It is really helpful for them. Ordering food. Now, going on a cruise is very different than other types of vacations because most of the time you can order multiple dishes. So you can order more than one appetizer. You can often even order more than one entree. There are some cruise lines, very few, that are charging an additional amount for more than one or more than two entrees. But oftentimes, if you ask your waiter, they'll allow you to split an additional meal or to try a smaller portion of something. You can also substitute different parts of the plate on many cruise lines. So just ask your waiter, and they will not frown upon this at all. Now, one of the nice things about being on a cruise is it's an opportunity to try new things. So try new dishes, and honestly, if you don't like it, if it isn't to your taste, just discreetly let the waiter know that you're not enjoying that particular meal. It didn't taste the way you thought. They'll take it away and they'll replace it with something else without an issue at all. Now, by the way, if you're planning a cruise and you're looking for a way to stay organized, I do have the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner is a 47-page downloadable, printable cruise planner that you can use from the time that you book your cruise all the way through disembarkation. Now, it includes packing lists, shore excursion planning forms, and budget trackers. And you can print off only the pages that you need for as many cruises that you do go on. Now, if you are interested in seeing what's included in the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner, I am going to leave all of the information linked down below in the description of this video. Dining etiquette at the table. Now, truthfully, I wasn't raised in a very formal environment, so a lot of these things were confusing for me, but I do know that they are really handy to know, and it can make the dinner go better. And by the way, don't get stressed out about this because if you don't follow some of these things, nothing bad's going to happen. It is a very relaxed environment, but I did want to share it with you in case you kind of wanted to know, and if you were maybe a little bit confused like I was. So when it comes to eating in the main dining room or one of the cruise ship restaurants, one of the things that you'll want to know is that your bread plate is on the left and your glass is on the right, just so you know which plate to use. Now, the other thing that's good to know, and it is going to speed up service, is that when you are finished looking at your menu, you know what you want to order, is that you should put your menu down or you should close your menu. And this way it indicates to the waiter that you are ready to order. Now, when you're eating, you might be wondering, what do you do with your fork and knife? Do you put your fork and knife right on the tablecloth next to your plate? Do you put it in your plate? So yes, you put it in your plate and you put your knife on top of your fork on the left side of the plate, like so. And this indicates to the waiter that you are finished your meal. Now, don't worry, if you don't do this, the waiter will still come over to you and ask, are you finished? But this is the way that you would indicate it. Now, don't forget as well to make sure that you put your cloth napkin on your lap. And when you're finished your meal, put your napkin on the table. Don't leave it on the floor or on the chair. Dining etiquette with your fellow passengers. So if you're sitting at a shared table, and by the way, a lot of people like to do this sometimes because it is a nice way to meet new people on a cruise. So if this happens, and if you're sitting at a shared table, there are topics that you want to refrain talking about. One of those is politics and the other one is religion. So that's always good in pretty much any situation. As one cruiser pointed out, you're best off leaving your complaints in the post-cruise survey or even in a cruise Facebook group. Now, I have a few other don'ts, but of course, use your judgment. So don't overdo it on the cologne or perfume. Now, full disclosure, I like a little bit of perfume, so I usually do wear some pretty much anywhere I go, but especially if I am going out in the evening. Now, when you're eating, of course, and when you're talking, well, Don't talk with your mouth full. If you have to sneeze or cough, make sure you do that into your elbow. If you're at a table with friends, try not to talk too loud, although of course, do make sure you are having a good time. And one that I think is really important is don't judge other people for what they are wearing. If it's not to your taste, if you don't think it follows the dress code, let the crew handle anything that has to do with the dress code. So don't even let that impact your vacation. But the other thing is that everybody's idea of dressing up or what they're wearing is going to be different, what they want to wear on vacation. And even sometimes generationally, what people think is appropriate can be different, but it doesn't mean that people aren't wearing what they think is nice clothes for the occasion. Alternative food venues. Now, something to know is you don't need to eat in the main dining room every night of your cruise. There are a lot of different options for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, so you can mix it up. Maybe go to the main dining room for lunch and go to a casual venue for dinner, or vice versa. Or go to a specialty restaurant, maybe for lunch, and go to the buffet for dinner. Or mix it up however you like. But these days on cruises, there are a lot of varieties. And if you're not even feeling like getting dressed up a little bit for the main dining room, maybe consider going to one of those casual venues. Maybe consider going to Oceans or the local if you're on a Norwegian cruise, or maybe consider going to Sushi, or maybe consider going to Playmakers on Royal Caribbean, or O'Malley's on Princess. Dietary requirements. A lot of people ask about this. What happens if you have an allergy, if you're gluten-free, if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian? You can note all of this before you actually get on board your cruise, usually in your cruise planner, or you can let the cruise line know or your travel agent know. They will note this on your booking. And many cruise lines, not only do they have vegetarian options or a vegan option often on the main menu, and they can accommodate a gluten-free menu as well, but they may have an entirely separate menu. And we were told that on a recent cruise. So I'm not vegan, so I didn't actually see the vegan menu, but many cruise lines are starting to have that. But otherwise, what we were told is if you speak to the maitre d', they'll actually even let you pre-order certain items, or they'll help to steer you in the right direction for options. Now, I have a couple of bonus tips when it comes to ordering. So as you get a little bit closer to dessert, if you want specialty coffee, something that you might want to do is let the waiter know in advance. What we've noticed is specialty coffee does take a little longer to get. So what you'll want to do is let the waiter know that at the end of the meal with dessert, you would like specialty coffee. This way they can order that or have that ready, well, when you are ready for dessert rather than after. Now, the other thing that you can do as well is many times in the main dining room, it can be a long process. It can be an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Now, some people love to sit leisurely. I'm like that sometimes. But other times you don't want to sit for a very long time, or you have a show or something to get to. So whether you're in the main dining room or even in a casual sit-down restaurant, let the waiter know if you do have a reason that you have to leave a little bit more quickly, and they will speed things up for you. Now, another little tip when it comes to menus is don't feel that you always have to limit yourself to exactly what is on the menu, because there are always a few things that may not be on the menu but are available. So in particular, chicken noodle soup. So we've actually had that where we haven't felt that great in an evening because of the weather and sort of the seas, and we ordered chicken noodle soup and crackers. That wasn't on the menu, but it was definitely there. You can also ask if there are ice cream sundaes available. So that is something that you can order. And even if there is no fruit plate that is on the dessert menu, we often order that for the table. Tipping the dining staff. Now, tipping the dining staff is a whole other topic. So I do have an entire video dedicated to tipping do's and don'ts that I will leave right after this one in case you do want to check that out. And I am also going to leave all of the information about the Lifewell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner linked down below in the description of this video. Now, I would love to hear from you. Please let me know any of your dining etiquette tips, tricks, and things that people should know, or any questions that you may have as well. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.